We've been very blessed here to have so many amazing opportunities, to be building the American Heritage Museum, to have all these extremely poignant and rare artifacts that we're custodians of. But probably the most incredible opportunity that came along was having a part of the original Hoa Lo Prison, the Hanoi Hilton.
About 30-mile ring around Hanoi, there were 19,000 anti-aircraft guns. It was the most heavily defended airspace in the history of air warfare. If you went down right around Hanoi, there was no effort made to come in to pick you up. It was too dangerous.
And at one point in the war, if you were an F-105 pilot, it was a 100-mission tour, and statistically, you would last about 60 missions before you were shot down.
It was the F-4, the F-105, the Navy fighter pilots that were flying over this territory, and thousands were shot down.
The cloud layer went in, got lower and lower as you approached Hanoi. We were getting shot up pretty good, so I said, XO, let's get out of here.
It was incredibly intense anti-aircraft fire coming at us, just like going down through a hail.
My master warning lights on the glare shield came on.
I felt 4 quick hits on the airplane.
I heard boom in the back of the airplane.
The airplane literally disintegrated in a fireball.
One of them got the hydraulic tank, and the A4 was right behind your head.
The airplane locked up, and I'm headed straight down.
I was telling myself, I'm not going to die in this airplane.
And the last thing I remember was squeezing the triggers to eject. The canopy comes off, and out I went. I was tumbled terribly and knocked unconscious, and I actually landed in a plowed field. The Vietnamese army, which was everywhere in North Vietnam, came up and took me. They blindfolded me, bound and gagged me, put me on a truck and bumped me over the 27 miles in the back of a dump truck into the Hanoi Hilton to begin 6 years.
There were POW camps all over North Vietnam, but the Hanoi Hilton was where most of the airmen cycled through, and that was normally a first stop. Everybody transitioned through here for the worst 10, 20 days of their life.
Exactly the same thing, I think, happened to all of us. The first words out of the senior officer's mouth was, "Kirk, you're not a prisoner of war, you're a war criminal. You'll be tried for crimes against the Vietnamese people and most probably shot. Now answer all of our questions." I went through 2 days and 2 nights of the rope tricks.
They put you in the ropes and lift you up until in many cases, the shoulder just dislocated.
I was screaming in agony when they came in. They came in and I had lost total use of my arms. I couldn't raise my arms. And but to this day, I have no idea what I told them.
But there's a point that you reach where you can no longer deal with the code of conduct. You have to do something. And we all reach that point.
We're in the position now to build an exhibit that will allow people to understand what that means, to persevere through 5, 6, 7 years of hell. Unrelenting hell was what they went through.
I'm put in a cell. I've not seen another soul, and I'm left by myself. And it was the worst period in my life, including the torture. I wanted to die. There is no question about that. Everything in my life had been taken away from me. One morning I got up, I stomped my foot, and I said, I've got to dig deep into my soul somewhere, and I've got to find the strength and the courage to handle this. If I do everything humanly possible, someday I will go home. My whole world in Vietnam turned over that day. The rest of the nearly 6 years was essentially a piece of cake intellectually.
It was just helping each other. That's about all you could do.
There were a lot of ways to communicate, and they were never really able to shut us down. And that was our lifeblood, was to be able to communicate.
We had the tap code, talking through the cup, and between buildings we used a deaf mute code.
You got that code to a new guy regardless of what it took. If you got caught doing it, that was part of the chance you take. But everybody got that tap code one way or another.
The American Heritage Museum has 4 original cells from the Hoa Lo Prison that were disassembled in the mid-90s. The prison was destroyed at that point. To tell that story is going to be incredible, because the first time you come in contact with it and you hear tapping of a tap code on that concrete, your hairs stand up. And those stories are priceless.
For me, it was hard to envision in my mind actually being free.
When the B-52s started bombing, we knew something was afoot.
The camp commander had us all outside, and he handed every POW in our cell group a list of the rules of the ending of the war, the negotiation. All he says is, the war is over, and you will be going home soon.
When we were en route on the buses to the airport when we were leaving, you could see where the bombing had occurred.
We go on an airplane, and it's pretty damn quiet. People are talking, but no real excitement at all on an airplane. Everybody's talking, we take our seats, the airplane fires up and taxis. When the wheels left the ground, everybody started jumping up and hugging, and boy, that was nice.
Boy, you bet your ass. That was a good feeling.
There's very few things that can convey the horror, the sacrifice, the perseverance and survival as much as the Hanoi Hilton. We're extremely blessed to have this opportunity to create an exhibit to honor these amazing American heroes. This has to be carried on. This story has to be told for future generations.